episode of Two Average Husbands. I am your host, Jake.
And I'm your host, Kyle. Welcome back, everybody. Jake,
Just
can you hear those purrs?
Just some
Those are
purrs
some
in
good
the mic.
purrs.
Those are some
Some
good
good ones.
purrs.
Some good purrs. Welcome back, everybody. It's another Wednesday. I wasn't late, I promise. Maybe by like 60 seconds or so. Jake, what are you drinking this week so we can get this thing started?
I'm going to start us off with a beer that I've really been looking forward to. It is Orange Cream Savers Swirl by Livingston Co. Brewing? No, Mortalis Brewing Company, which is out of New York. But it's a Orange Cream Saver sour. That's everything that I love in life. So
Okay.
I'm here for it. What are you drinking?
Right now, I'm just fucking cold. It is freezing out here.
It's not that cold.
It's 54 degrees, which to me it might as well be 32 degrees. It is freezing cold. Okay. I am also looking forward to my beer, which makes me nervous because every time I really look forward to one, it ends up tanking and not being as good as I hope. So, I don't know. I hope for good things. All right, this is from Lead Dog Brewing Company. It is Churro Please,
Ooh.
which is a stout with cinnamon and natural flavors.
It's probably Lead Dog.
Lead as lead?
Yeah. Do you not know how the word lead is spelled?
LED, lead.
Nope, wrong lead.
Are you saying the wrong variant of lead?
Lead, like the metal lead, is spelled Lead.
Oh, you're saying the metal.
Yeah. That makes more sense to me than Lead Dog, personally.
Doesn't to me, because like the lead dog in like a dog formation or like a snow dog thing.
I guess. The can looked a little more metal to me than...
Well, every fucking can's metal, you dummy.
Not like that, you dingus. Like the artwork on it looked a lot more like... It could be like the album cover for a metal band versus the logo of a dog sledder.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can chime in and tell us. But for now, I'm saying that it's lead dog.
I respect it.
It also says go cast some spells in your weird space domain with this ale, which is pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Pretty neat. Cutting
All right,
yourself
Jake,
on
you
the
ready?
cake.
I got a fun fact this week.
Let's start it off. I am ready for some fun facts.
You ready for how salty I'm about to give this to you?
Oh, God.
Okay. Here we go. Here's my fun fact. This isn't a fact, other than my own fact. It's a fact to me, which I believe is defined as an opinion.
I was going to say. I think...
But for now, this is a fact, and everybody will probably agree. Jake and I have rated restaurants a lot.
we have.
A lot.
Quite a
And
few
almost
times.
every time we've done it, I've let Jake convince me that Chili's needs to be S tier or high A tier every single time. Carly and I have
Correctly so.
experimented with this, and we've gone and we've gotten Chili's no less than 5 times since moving to California. 1 out of 5 times, it was good.
Well,
So I will never let Jake put Chili's back into the S tier ever again. So your fun fact of the week is that Chili's is overrated.
that's a hard pass.
At
Disagree.
least by Jake Perry. There's your fun fact
Disagree.
this week.
I'm just going to disagree with your fact and call it an opinion and just move on with our day. Kyle, what's our first actual topic of the night besides shit talking one of the greatest restaurants in the United States?
It's just not. And I know how much you hate Applebee's, but Chili's is like so far, like so very minimally above them that it's just like, that is a good topic for me to spend time looking at before I talk about it. So
We got you next week.
Jake, remind me, and I need to look at that and figure it out.
I will. I will not
Okay.
let him forget that. We got you next week, Uncle Kyle.
Uncle Kyle wants to talk about us to talk about new baseball rules, and I am not educated enough to talk about that right now. So, first topic of the week is this. Jake, if you could call, write, DM, contact in any way, shape, or form some actors or actresses to ask them something along the lines of, what the fuck were you thinking when you played X?
Ooh.
Or what the hell happened, right? So it doesn't have to be like necessarily bad. It could just be crazily weird or anything like that. Something where you're going to reach out to such actor or actress and be like, we got to talk about this performance.
Yeah.
I'm going to start you off with one to get the
All right.
to get the creative juices flowing, if you will.
Let's hear it.
Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern. I feel like that has to be at
that's
the top of
pretty-
your
yeah.
list, and it always should be, because what the fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty tough.
I feel like anybody that looked at the screenplay for that or whatever had to have gone, God damn, this is corny. And it just isn't good. Cinematically, it wasn't that good. And script, it wasn't very good. Just not a good movie, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's pretty
And then
tough.
you made up for it with Deadpool. So,
I was
you.
literally watching Deadpool before this podcast.
so good.
So that is
So
a great reference to start the day off with. Let's see. Number one for me, I'm going to go with Mia Jovovich. And I'm going to be like, hey, Mia, listen up here. I know your husband created this movie series called the Resident Evil movies, right? How the fuck do you have one of the greatest video game series of all time? You abandon every concept from it basically after the first movie, and you just continue to make dog shit movies year after year that somehow grossed. How'd you make so much money on that? You, as an actress, have to admit that they sucked. You even, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, after the second movie, you were like, I'm done doing this shit because we keep fucking it up. Thank God you did another one at least, because the third one was the best one in the series. But that was some of the worst compilation of story writing and acting I have ever seen from a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, that's sad. That's upsetting. It's always upsetting too when it's an adaptation of something else and it like just tanks so badly.
And you have a good story in place, and you like pick characters from the games that were technically in separate universes and were never canon together, and then you make it canon. Why? Why do we do this?
Why?
It makes no sense.
All right, here you go. Here's another one. And this is contrary. I'm gonna give you the movie first, and you tell me what actor I'm gonna call out.
Okay.
Jack and Jill.
Oh, that was shit. Hold on.
He's gonna Google it. You don't need to Google it. Adam
that Adam
Sandler's the
Sandler?
star.
Yeah.
And what you would probably say is, I'm gonna call Adam Sandler and say it. That is not what I'm gonna say. I don't give a fuck if Adam Sandler does stupid ass movies because he's Adam Sandler. So be it.
Is it Al Pacino?
Al Pacino. What are you doing in Jack and Jill?
Yeah,
He is like one of the greatest of all time. And then he comes out and goes into one of the worst movies of all time in Jack and Jill.
I mean, every elite actor of all time has some dog shit movies. I'm just saying.
Why? Why?
I'm trying to think here because I'm sure there's some absolute doggy doo-doo movies that I'm missing. By the way, I'm looking on at the list of the 100 worst movies of all time on Rotten Tomatoes, and Jack and Jill is number 55.
It's a terrible movie.
It has a 3% approval rating.
It's really bad.
I'm sure after the episode's done, I'll think of 30 of them. I've been watching. Okay. What's her name?
I don't know. You tell me.
Hold on. Gina Rodriguez, the lead actress in the hit show Jane the Virgin, recently did a movie
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Ooh, okay. I saw previews for that. I didn't watch it.
I'll ruin it for you. I'll spoil the whole goddamn movie because I don't want any of my friends to waste their time. She did a movie called Awake, and god damn it, is it terrible. The concept of the movie is basically there was a solar flare and now we can't sleep. But the only way you can sleep is if at some point you die and come back to life. That's the whole movie. It's the acting is terrible. The concept of it is okay. It's a good concept. Like I think you could do that movie really, really well, but everything about that movie was bad. And the movie ends by the two kids killing the mom.
I was thinking of the other. It might be a show that she just started after Jane the Virgin, which is the one where she can talk to the dead. Because that also looks bad.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know. Is it not dead yet?
I don't know. It doesn't look good. What's up, Boyd? What's up, Dave? Welcome to the podcast. Carly said hers is Miley Cyrus in the last song because it is fucking terrible acting.
It was a
even
great
though it's
book.
Isn't that a Nicholas Sparks book?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you have a very, very famous author writing a book, and then it comes out with Miley Cyrus and just fucking dog shit. Krampus is what Dave is saying. What actor specifically I would throw back to you? The Car movie is fucking stupid as shit. I don't remember what it was called. Was it just called Tire or Wheel or whatever the fuck that one is? That was a terrible
no,
movie.
Rubber. Rubber's phenomenal.
No, it's not.
Rubber is one of the greatest pieces of motion picture cinema
an
that has
idiot.
ever been created.
Carly, same thing back to you. Top Gun is the movie. Who are you talking to in the movie? And then Boyd said he needs a best ball team ASAP. Best ball team name. So I'll let Jake do that for you.
I need to know a couple players that are on the team. I need to do player puns if I'm doing anything. But that actually reminds me. There's a specific movie that I want to call this guy out for, and so I got to make sure I get the title right.
I got another one for you while you're figuring your life out.
Please do.
Robert Pattinson in Twilight. Because
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson is a good actor. But Twilight made him seem like a very bad actor. That because the series is so bad in terms of actual like content of which I didn't read the books, but it could be like a terrible adaptation of the books to begin with. I have no idea, but regardless, not good movies. And then Robert Pattinson was Kristen Stewart too for sure. But she's always bad though. Robert Pattinson's an actually good actor. Like he was good in Batman. Like he actually was. I was surprised at how good he was. And he's good in Harry Potter, although a minimal role, and dies, but good.
R.I.P.
So Robert Pattinson is another one. What are you doing, bro? Stop that.
Mine is Tom Cruise and Rock of Ages. Tom Cruise, what made you think you could
Fucking A, I forgot he
star
was in that.
in a musical?
Yeah.
And not a bad one at that. Like, if you're going to do a musical, at least make it good. At least make it memorable. I had to Google the name. That's how shit this movie was. But I remember
Dude.
that it's one of the worst things that he's ever done.
You have no idea how many times I've seen that movie. Because when I lived with my aunt for like a short period of time, and the entire time that I lived with her, they had HBO, and like HBO will just roll the same movies like all day long.
Yeah.
And that had just come out. And so that movie was on all day, every day, on every fucking channel of like HBO or like alternate from channels. So it was always on. So I've seen all or part of that movie way too many fucking times. Boyd said it's pre-draft, Jake, so he doesn't have players for you to pun off of.
Oh, that's tough. I need to... it's so hard if I don't have a player name to make a pun off of.
Here's your next one. And this one actually makes me angry. Okay, if anybody out there thinks that the Fast and the Furious series should continue, shut the fuck up. Stop it. You're
It
wrong.
should have stopped
died.
a while ago.
It should have died maybe at Tokyo Drift. The one after that was okay, but probably at Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift was a bad sign for the future.
I think probably through 6, it was watchable. I think since it's been pretty tough.
But the actor that I'm going to call out for this actually is Jason Momoa. Why would you become involved with this so late when the
Money.
series was already dead and trash?
Money.
I'm sure it was money. I'm sure that's the motivator. But another really good actor who joined into just a dog shit series into its current state. 1 through 4 are fine.
Here's a good one. Keanu Reeves in Dracula. You
Never
probably
seen
you
Never seen
don't
it.
just don't. It makes Keanu Reeves look like he doesn't know how to act.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite actors because he does so good in everything that he does. And
Keanu
he's also,
Reeves has a style though, like right, like he's the same actor in The Matrix. He's the same actor in fucking
a little
whatever,
bit, but
John.
he plays some other roles.
Whatever
He's
the
got
fuck.
some good like sad roles. He's got chops, man. He doesn't have the chops to be in
I don't think he's
Dracula.
a bad actor. I just think he has a role that he fits. So if he tries to go outside of that, it probably doesn't work very well.
Can we? Okay, I have to mention this movie because the actor that I'm about to talk about literally apologized to the public
Ryan Reynolds has done that.
for making this movie.
John Wick, thank you.
George Clooney in Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's fair.
He legitimately apologized to the public and said, "I am sorry that I made that disgusting piece of garbage." Basically, exact words right there too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've
Yeah,
got
that's-
one more to cap this off, and then if you want one more, go ahead, and then we can move on.
Can I just get my quick one more in? Arnold
Ted is
Schwarzenegger being in that same movie.
Yep.
That's tough.
But I don't think he's a very good actor.
He's good enough.
Not really.
Jingle All the Way, we agreed, is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
Jingle All the Way is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, but not because he's a good actor.
I mean, that's a little fair.
Okay, here's my last one, and it's because of just the absurdity of the role. Michael Cera as himself in This Is the End. Bruh.
Bro, I love that
What are you
movie though.
doing? I
It's-
love that movie too.
The part where he slaps Rihanna's ass is real, by the way. Like he was like, Rihanna, can I slap your ass? And she was like, if I can slap you in the face for real. And he was like, okay. So both him slapping her ass and her smacking the shit out of him are real, which makes it that much better.
Just like the number of things and situations that he is put in that, and he's supposed to be him as himself, and it's just like, my God, dude, just
It's a
blown out
dramatic-
of fucking shit and
It's a-
cocaine.
It's a dramatized version of himself, getting head in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And actually, I think he was getting head and getting his ass eat at the same time.
I think that's right. Yeah.
So,
Michael Cera. What the fuck? But
what-
also,
what are we doing?
he actually did a really good job. Like, it was a great movie, and his role was like good. But if I was an actor, I would look back at that and be like, God damn, what was I doing?
Yeah. Some honorable mention, real quick. Somebody said this to me the other day, and I can't get it out of my mind. Have you seen the movie You People?
No.
It's on Netflix. Basically, the premise of the movie is Jonah Hill plays a white Jewish guy who
Yes, I
falls
have.
in love
We
with a
watched
black
it.
girl.
Yep. We watched it the other day.
How does he look older than his parents in that movie?
I don't think he isn't Julia Louis-Dreyfus his mom.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks older than her.
You should watch that movie again.
I don't
somebody
want to
said
because
it-
it wasn't good.
Somebody said it to me, and I now cannot get it out of my mind.
I don't think the movie was good. I really don't.
I probably won't waste my time watching it then.
Like Eddie Murphy's role is so fucking stupid too.
That's what I heard. A lot of people were like, why did Eddie Murphy do this?
And I
At
don't
least
even
be
think it's
funny.
like it's not like he did a bad job. It's just like
It's
they
just not good.
way overplayed that. Like it
Yeah.
was too much. Anyway, and so, I mean honestly, they all kind of were. They were all overplayed roles, which was part of the problem.
Definitely.
You want
All
one
right.
more?
If you got one more, I'll give it to you.
I do.
Or I'll take it.
I do have one more. Do you know who Jason Gann is?
Yeah.
Jason Gann and Wilfred.
Fair.
What the fuck are you doing, dude?
What are we doing?
However, again, great job for the premise and like the absurdity of that show. He did a really good job of being a dog that is in a costume that speaks.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I
Cool.
mean, yeah.
All right.
Why was Rihanna in Battleship, by the way? That's also a weird one. It just doesn't fit.
When you pull people out of like their normal role and put them into movies,
Yeah.
it can be real fucking weird.
Ashanti being in Resident Evil 3. Like,
That's weird, yeah.
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Anyways. All right. It was a
it.
great
That's all I
first
got.
topic. This beer
You can
is
thank
off
Carly
to-
for that. Shout out to Carly. Carly gave me the topic. At first, I was like, I don't know about this, and then I was like, you know what? This is probably going to be good if we say it right and make it work. So here we are.
That was a good one. I liked
Thanks,
it.
Carly.
I'm going to just hop right into mine.
Do it.
I had this debate the other day with people at work, and we got into like a 30-minute discussion about what the best candy of all time is.
Do you have a bracket?
I have a bracket.
Sorry, that was exceedingly loud, I'm sure, for people listening.
It was worth it. It was worth the loud. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just open this bracket right up, and we are just going to hop right into this
That is
because
easy.
it's a big one. Twix or Pocky?
I don't know what a fucking Pocky is, but it looks like it's a pretzel dipped in chocolate.
Pretty much it is.
Twix is better.
Yeah, Twix. Easy money there. Next up, Laffy Taffy or Cadbury chocolate? This is basically just milk chocolate. I know
I know what it is, and Dave might actually appreciate me for saying this, but I think Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate might be better than a Laffy Taffy.
I think banana Laffy Taffy over milk chocolate, but milk chocolate over every other flavor. So I'm going to agree with you on milk chocolate.
Yeah. And that's like a quality milk chocolate. It's not like Hershey's.
Exactly. Mr. Goodbar versus Reese's Pieces.
I'm so glad you said it correctly. Otherwise, Carly would have lost it. Reese's Pieces
It is Reese's Pieces.
is the answer.
Bingo, bango, bongo, bish, bash, bosh. Aero bars or Milky Way?
Never had an Aero bar, I don't think. So I'd have to go Milky Way, but I don't like Milky Way either.
I love Milky Ways. The Midnights are like one of my goats. This is the easiest one that we probably will run into on this tier list. Kit Kat versus Sprees.
Yeah, this is an easy one. Spree's dog shit, especially the original Spree. Kit Kat all the way.
100%. Bingo.
Chewy Sprees are actually okay, but they're more like
I don't think I've ever had the chewy ones.
they're more like a different candy that I'm blanking on the name of right now. But
The
they're-
Razzles, kind of like those.
no. It's
Candy
more
and
like
gum
a
combo?
I don't know. Come back to me.
Anyways, Fun Dip versus Twizzlers. This is the biggest mid off I think we're gonna have because both of these are ass.
And this does it have to be this Twizzler?
I'm gonna assume Well, since there's no other Twizzlers on the bracket, I think we can make it all Twizzlers. In which
Can
case,
we make
the
it
cherry
pull and peels?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's pull
yeah.
and peels.
Okay, bingo. This one's very, very hard for me because I love Swedish Fish, but the 100 gram bar is probably my goat.
Yeah, it's not my goat, but I could easily go 100 grand on this one. I think Swedish Fish are like one of the most overrated candies of all time because I think they just taste waxy.
You have
They don't
to
have a lot of
like
flavor there.
You have to like artificial cherry to like Swedish Fish.
And it's not even that I hate artificial cherry. I just don't think there's that much flavor to them at
Yeah,
all.
there really isn't. I think Swedish Fish flavored things, like there's a Swedish Fish flavored energy drink, and I think that tastes better than the Swedish Fish candy does.
I'm looking ahead on the bracket, and I'm absolutely horrified by the choice I'm going to have to make later.
I am not imagining where this is going, but it's going to get tough. We got jelly beans versus Pez. Another
Jelly
mid-off
beans,
right here.
I guess.
Jelly beans were already not one of my favorites, and then we did the Bean Boozled challenge. If you haven't checked that out, guys, go listen to
God.
that episode and watch Kyle and I almost throw up 10 times.
So gross.
All right, back to the top of this side of the bracket. We have
That's a fun one,
Twix.
though. We got to do something else like that.
We do. We can find something. Twix versus Cadbury chocolate.
Twix is the winner here. Sorry,
Yep.
Dave.
Very easily. Reese's Pieces or Milky Way.
Reese's Pieces.
If this was the midnight Milky Way, I would fight you till my death about how this would go. But it's
One
the
of us
Reese's
would die
Pieces.
because I don't like Milky Way.
Next up, Kit Kat versus essentially cherry pull and peel Twizzlers.
Ain't gonna lie, that is a tough one for me because I really do like cherry pull and peels, but it's Kit Kat.
It's Kit Kat. And the only reason for me, what puts it over the edge is you can have Kit Kat also as like a topping on things or like mixed into ice cream or something. Whereas Twizzlers, if you put Twizzlers in my ice cream, we're fighting on site.
Yeah, don't do that. That'd be terrible.
100 grand, Jelly Bellies, easiest choice we are going to make tonight, in my opinion.
Yep, it's 100 grand.
Yep, very much. Bing, bang, bong.
I really wish they would like stop here and go to
then-
the other side.
I do too. I think I could. No, not how I wanted to do that. How do I?
Well, I
Oh,
can
God.
tell. Stop it.
Anyway, okay. I guess we're just stuck here. I tried to make it. We'll figure it out when we get there. Twix versus Reese's Pieces.
Shit.
Think I go Reese's Pieces here, but it's very, very close.
It is very close, and I'll go with you. I guess. I think
I could be swayed.
I love them both. So let's go with Reese's Pieces. That's fine.
My biggest concern is nothing on this side of the bracket for me is going to be 100 grand, and I think Reese's Pieces can get the closest.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces beats 100 grand for me easy every day. In fact, right now I'd probably go Kit Kat over 100 grand.
Ooh,
But I do like 100 grand.
100 grand is just it's the goat.
It's really not.
It's my favorite candy bar.
They're good, but it's not the.
I'll secede to Kit Kat here though. That's a formidable matchup. That is worthy of a almost final matchup in my opinion. And then we have the Reese's Pieces versus the Kit Kat.
I'd probably eat Reese's Pieces over Kit Kat, to be honest.
I would as well. All right, on to the other side of the bracket. We got Runts
gonna fix
versus
this up.
Reese's.
Reese's
Didn't have to even change that one because I already fucked that
Runts
one
are
up.
not good.
Next up, we got Cadbury cream eggs versus candy corn.
You're not gonna like this, but the answer is candy corn.
The answer is candy corn. I don't like the cream eggs.
Okay.
There's something about cream being in a chocolate that I can't eat. Why did the matchup mode stop?
All right.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Jolly Ranchers or Hershey's Kisses?
Uncle Kyle, I agree with you. Mounds are really fucking good. And the answer here is Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. A Double Bubble Gum versus Gobstoppers.
Both of these are bad.
I'll still take Gobstoppers.
I'll let you do it because they're both bad.
Lifesavers versus Snickers.
Snickers, easy. Especially, again, original Lifesavers are trash. Hard Lifesavers, but the chewy ones are actually pretty good.
Next up, I think this might be the one that
It's not. It's not it.
I'm concerned. Is it? Oh, I know what it is now. I forgot you're old. Haribo, Gummy Bears, or Whoppers.
Actually, when I was a kid, Whoppers were one of my favorite candies.
Same. Now I hate them.
Now I also hate them, and Haribos are delicious.
I don't even
Haribo
like.
is one of the gold stars for gummy bears.
I don't even like gummy bears, but I'll pick anything over a Whopper at this stage of my
Haribos
life.
are delicious. I hate it when people say Haribo, by the way. I don't know why. And I don't even know how it's actually pronounced, but it drives me crazy when people say Haribo.
I'm gonna say it now because just to piss you off. Trolley Sour Bright Crawlers versus Airheads.
This is the hardest decision for me
Oh wow.
because Trolley Bright Crawlers are like, no shit. When I was a kid, I would save up my allowance so that I could go buy a bag of Trolley Bright Crawlers at the gas station. Like, they were everything to me when I was a kid.
Eh.
But now, I could eat an entire fucking bag of Airheads in one sitting. Signed, sealed, delivered. I fucking love Airheads.
You ever
So
taken
for
an
me-
Airhead and you grab the little foil on the end and then you just shake it really hard and
Make it small.
Yeah, it slowly compresses itself.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Airheads is the answer to me. I have to go with current over past me.
I think current me is smashing the entire bag of Sour Bright Crawlers.
How long has
I-
it been since you've had an Airhead?
A couple years.
You need to have some Airheads. Revisit
think about
this. I didn't love them that much when I was a kid. Now I fucking love that shit.
Next
This is
up,
not what you thought I was going to go here, which absolutely
did-
not. These are both trash.
I remembered after I said that you hate Tootsie Rolls, and
I hate both of these.
Tootsie Rolls are my guilty pleasure. I love
Tootsie Rolls
Tootsie
are
Rolls.
gross.
The fruity ones too. Oh, the
Those are
vanilla
not
one?
called Tootsie Rolls. They're called...
Fruity Tooties.
Yeah, that'll
think.
work.
Anyways,
Fruities
Crunch
is what
Bar-
we always call them.
Crunch Bar is an elite candy bar in the sense of it's an elite add-in to your ice cream.
I don't really do a lot of like candy-based add-ins unless it's like just cookie dough.
That's fair.
Maybe Oreo. I
You
guess.
got to
Oreo's
do
really good in ice cream.
you got to do cookie dough and Reese's. Elite
I've done that.
combination.
Yeah, it's really good.
Elite combination. For me, this is Crunch Bars easily, even though I love Tootsie Rolls.
That's fine. Do whatever you want here. I hate both of them.
Because it's gonna lose to Airheads. I already know. Reese's or candy corn.
Reese's.
It's
easy
Reese's.
peasy lemon squeezy. All of your predictions, by the way, with Reese's on accident are going to be accurate. Jolly Ranchers
Ranchers.
versus Gobstoppers is Jolly Ranchers.
Easy. Snickers, Haribo.
You know, I could probably be convinced that Haribo, aka Haribo, is better here. I really could. But I feel like the answer is more commonly Snickers. Probably.
Yeah, the answer is Snickers. That's the correct answer.
But I really love Haribos. I really, really do.
It's fair.
Airheads over Crunch every day of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to you. I can't argue on that one.
You're wrong if you think otherwise.
Reese's versus Jolly Ranchers.
Reese's.
Yep. Snickers versus Airheads.
To me, this is still Airheads, but I know you're not going to probably let me get away with that one. And
Yeah,
I
it's
stole
very-
your $100,000 earlier, so you can have this.
It's very much Snickers. And then we have Snickers versus Reese's.
Dave, I hate that you said I pronounce Haribo, and then you just typed it the exact same way, but with quotation marks.
I love that you did it.
There's
I
no way
love
for
it.
me to know how you enunciate the letters there. It's Reese's over Snickers for me.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. So we have an all Reese's final. We're some peanut butter boys.
We are peanut butter boys.
So we gotta choose. Do we want handheld?
PBB.
Do we want
PB
some
squared.
PB squared? That actually, I have PB2. It's a powdered peanut butter.
It's not very
hel-
good.
It's you got to mix it with sugar-free maple syrup. 10 times better. Close to peanut butter. Anyways, we have Reese's Pieces or Reese's Cups. Do you like the piece? Do you like the cup? We need to know.
You know what I would prefer? If this was
What?
cup minis to pieces. I like the cup minis more. Like a single bite of Reese.
That's funny because I prefer the like 1 pound Reese's to all Reese's.
So would you go cups here?
I would probably, if just the regular Reese's Cups versus Reese's Pieces, I would go the Pieces.
I guess I'll go cups.
So we're in a good old fashioned peanut butter standoff. We're Skippy versus Jif right now.
Oh God, what's your answer on that?
It's probably Jif, if I'm being honest.
You're goddamn right. Choosy moms choose Jif.
Choose moms, choose Jif. So
the
if I'm
fuck outta
right,
here.
then it's Pieces. If we took Reese's Pieces and we included peanut butter M&Ms in there,
Oh, peanut butter M&M's clears.
yeah. So I think Reese's.
Speak of the
Pieces
devil, how is that
clears.
not on here?
I didn't make the list.
The like awesome varieties of M&M could probably clear most of this list.
We could probably do just a Reese's or an M&M's tier list, like just the M&M's. It'd be
All right, so you're saying
pretzel
pieces
and
here, yeah?
Yeah,
And then if you had to head that with M&M's peanut butter, what would you go with?
I would go with peanut butter M&M's.
Yeah, so peanut butter M&M's is the candy. It's nothing
Yeah.
on this bracket.
Correct.
The
But
bracket loses.
We're going with what the bracket has, okay? Just because I think the 65th best team in March Madness should have won the tournament doesn't mean they win the tournament, okay?
Okay. Pieces it is.
Pieces it is. Reese's Pieces is the definitive favorite candy on the bracket of the two average
Only
husbands.
on the bracket.
Only on the bracket. We will caveat that because pretzel M&M's clear, 100 gram bar clears, but I conceded to Kyle.
It's okay. I can
Peanut
see
butter
that on
M&M
Haribo.
clears. Sour strips clear. So many candies clear that aren't on this
Chat is
list.
in uproar.
I hope the chat's
I
in
don't know if
uproar,
I've ever had
honestly.
a peanut butter Twix, Uncle Kyle. I need to get after that.
I can't say that I have either. Maybe that's an episode. We just tried new candies.
That'd be fine.
Anyways, that is it. That is my first topic. Kyle, rate your beer.
It's okay. I hate doing stouts that I think I'm that are going to be so good because it just never turns out the way you want it to. It's a 3.25, which isn't bad. I mean, it really isn't. It's like a cinnamony stout, but it's just not that good either. It's kind of bitter.
Just kind of bland.
It's not even bland. It's just kind of bitter, but then they have like the sweetness to it. So like they're contrasting and not in a good way.
Yeah, that's tough.
It almost drinks like a porter. It's kind of like dry and like
Yeah,
whatever, like a porter. I'm gonna not words right now.
like
but
a porter.
yeah, it's like
It's
a
like
porter.
it's like
a
watered
stout.
down coffee.
Um,
That's how I describe porters, like
I
really
don't
watered
think
down coffee.
I don't like it when people always say that stouts taste like coffee. It's just not the right way to. So,
But that's how I describe porters. Porters is like shitty coffee. Stouts, a lot of stouts don't taste like coffee.
porters are just fucking bitter and dry.
Porters suck.
Anyway, rate your beer.
That beer was delicious, 4.25. Everything
4.25,
that I
nice.
hoped it would be. I think you would like this one.
I believe that I would. I've been trying more stouts. Carly's been shocked. I sent Jake a
mean
picture of
sours?
that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. I sent Jake a picture of a beer the other night, and right before that beer that I sent you, I was having a stout. God damn it, I did it again. A sour that was kind of mediocre, honestly. But I've been trying. I've been trying to force myself to like sours.
There's some good ones. You got to know what to look for. It's mostly alcohol percentage. If they have high alcohol, they're not going to be sour and they're going to taste good.
But I did have a new beer that I sent to Jake, and I wish they would have had it on tap because unfortunately they didn't, and I think it would be way better on tap. But the beer that I sent to Jake was the Belching Beaver Good Morning Beautiful, and it was really fucking good. So if you can get it in your area, get it and try it.
Which also is a collaboration with the Deftones, the band, and it's a great song.
It was really good.
Yeah,
It was like a brown, which usually isn't very good, but it had all of the flavors of a really good stout.
Yeah, I looked. I can't get it near me. I can't find it online anywhere.
Next
that
time you visit,
ships
we'll
to
get
me
you some.
either.
No
Perfect.
worries.
Might have to buy some now and stash it just in case it goes away because they've done different iterations of the beer.
Yeah.
I found, or like different collaborations with the Deftones. So
Yes, you're right, Dave. Stouts and sours are what we're about, apparently, on this podcast.
also though,
Big stout guy.
a lot of light beer gets consumed by these mouths.
I have to finish the rest of this before I start my next one, but you can go ahead and intro yours if you want.
All right, I took some inspiration from myself. I said, Jake, we're talking about candy. This beer is in your fridge. It's supposed to taste like a candy. So we're going to go with it. This is Fun D Mental, which is
mental.
in a collaboration with Odd by Nature Brewing, and it's OSS Dissolver Brewing, I think. And it is a peach ring marshmallow sour ale with sour peach gummy rings and marshmallow.
That actually sounds pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like peach rings too. Peach rings.
I like
Don't clear,
Apollos
but-
better than peach rings.
But cherry or the orange spice slices, those take the cake.
Oh, yes. Actually, I like the non-spiced version. The first time I ever got the spiced one, it fucking threw me off and I hated it. But that's okay. It's like the spiced version is like the spiced, like no flavor gumdrops or whatever, and those are terrible.
Yeah, true. I said spice and immediately regretted saying the spice.
Orange
because I prefer-
slices.
The cherry slices are also.
Never had those.
Very good. If you like cherry.
Okay. Ready for your next topic?
Always.
Well, my next topic, but presented to you, Jake. All right, I had to get that one out. There we go. The next topic is this. Jake, what are some useless jobs? Just useless. Why does this exist?
It's going to rile up some feathers.
Rattle some cages?
Rattle some cages. Shake some chandeliers. People who do air duct cleaning.
I don't agree with that.
You serve no purpose.
I don't agree with that.
The government and all major agencies that have researched the benefits of doing it have basically said there's none. It doesn't help. All you're doing.
I've never had it done and I've never paid for it, but I feel like if your vents were really that gross, like I would not mind them being cleaned.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is there's such a small fraction of people's vents that actually need it, and more people, what they're doing when they get their vents cleaned is actually causing more dust to get into circulation in their house by disrupting it with the tools that they use to get it out.
What about dryer vent cleaning?
I don't think that needs to be a job.
I can tell you straight up that you're wrong on that one. I can understand the like interior of the home ventilation, but have you ever seen I just saw one on Reddit like yesterday where they fucking like grind it out, and there was literally 10 pounds of fucking dryer lint, and it has documented they have caused fires. So
yeah, I'm
clean
sure.
out your goddamn dryer vent.
But again, that's something you got to do once every 5 years.
That's probably true. It's probably something like that.
That's pretty low volume if you ask me.
Unless you just have the most low power dryer ever and none of the lint gets pushed out.
that would be tough.
Because some of those things go straight from your dryer to your roof, and if you have a tall enough house, it could be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm lucky with my current house, and then it just blasts literally out the wall right next to the dryer.
Yep, that's how mine is. So if I want to clean it, I just detach the tube and shake it a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see.
Dave,
why
do you hate this segment? Tell us in the chat. You know what the worst one is? Let me tell you. You ready? Paper towel people in bathrooms.
Bro,
The person that stands there and hands you a paper towel.
Especially when I get really drunk in Nashville and I start Venmoing the guy $15 every time I take a piss. I woke up, I was like, why did I spend $60 at this bar? And then my buddy was like, because you tipped the bathroom guy $15 every time you saw him. You pissed 4 times in an hour.
Dave, I don't feel bad for them, because if you think about it, they are capitalizing on a literally useless job and making money. I don't feel bad for them. I think they're hustlers, dude. More power to them. Clearly, if you're going out and cleaning the ducts of people's houses, you probably know whether it's actually valuable or not. But you're a fucking shady ass salesman anyway, and you're going to sell it to people and hustle that shit.
Something like that, you can never, as a consumer, know if they did a good job or not. You can't get all the way
in. Yeah.
I can't get to the inside of the vent that runs under this floor that's halfway down 8 feet into my house. I'm never going to see that vent a day in my life.
You would definitely have to have some sort of a camera on a whatever, one of those a fucking medical camera.
Yeah, they're the snake cameras that you see in movies.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. A useless job.
Hustlers. Another good one. This one gets talked about every 4 years, to be honest, and that is lifeguards at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Even if you got a muscle cramp, if you're an Olympic swimmer, you could probably doggy paddle your way out of the pool. If one of your leg cramps up,
Yeah, that's tough.
And if we're being honest, right? Even if that didn't happen and you're drowning, you have Olympic swimmers in every lane around you. Somebody's gonna save your life.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay there. Oh, and this is more just because I hate them. Anybody who is a parking attendant.
Parking attendants, I don't think it's useless per se, but I understand why you wouldn't want it.
What else we got here?
I got another one.
Oh, elevator operators. Why the fuck do
those still exist?
Yeah, apparently.
4 actual manned elevator operators?
In 4 and 5 stars hotels mostly, according to the internet.
That's dumb. That's really fucking dumb. Psychics.
Yeah.
I'm not superstitious, so sorry to those that believe in that type of thing, but useless. But again, hustlers.
Hustling.
Fucking out there getting you. and charging you a lot of money for it. So
Let's see what else we got here.
I feel like you could probably argue that. I just totally lost my train of thought. I had it and then I read something because I was looking at a different job and lost it completely. I'll come back to me. CEOs. I feel like you could probably argue that CEOs are like a useless job.
Yeah, if you can be a CEO of multiple companies, being a CEO isn't that hard.
Well, that and like, I've seen like some pretty good articles recently on the internet that are like, they follow along a CEO for their day and like they, like type out a report on the day in the life of the CEO, and it's like all bullshit. It's like literally all bullshit. Like they have no actual impact on the organization whatsoever. So yeah, CEOs are probably useless.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Those people in I think it's mostly Japan that just kind of stand there and push everybody into the subway car.
I don't know that that's useless.
I think it's pretty useless
because
I think
everyone's
people would figure
packing
it out.
like I've seen videos of this, but I've never done it, and I don't know that people would figure it out. You kind of have to have the asshole in the room that's just gonna be like, get the fuck in there, and I'm closing the doors.
Yeah. Oh.
I think, and this is gonna be maybe contentious, assistant managers.
Yes and no.
I think managers can do the job. More times than not, I think a manager could do the job. But I think the part of the reason for the creation of the assistant manager, and I don't mean just like the title assistant manager. This can come in many different titles, like assistant director or assistant whatever. Like I think you end up with a lot of assistants that get like these titles. But I think the reason that it happened was because like companies didn't have enough room to continue promoting people.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we're going to create these assistant jobs so we have the capability to give people promotions still without like over hiring managers, right? Or like over promoting to manager. And so they created like this next step that doesn't actually do anything more. Like I've been in an assistant management position before and I didn't do anything differently than what I did previously.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
But I just became like the go-to guy. Like
yeah. When I was an assistant director, I didn't really do any more than I did in my non-leadership position.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to open my next beer while you're thinking of your next one.
Nice.
I finally finished my first one. This is Whitney Brewston. I think it's in cursive. It's hard to read.
It's like Whitney Houston. Whitney Brewston.
Yeah, I think so. By Fort Rock Brewing Company in Rancho Cordova, California. It's a coffee stout. And I found a non-cursive. It is Whitney Brewston.
Nice. Apparently there are people who are paid to watch paint dry.
I don't know if I believe that.
I'm going to go with the article here. It seems to be... Oh, I got one, especially in 2023. Sign spinners.
Oh my God, sign spinners.
How
do you not have technology that can do this?
Brother, you're standing on the side of the street just flipping a sign around and listening to a podcast the entire time and you're making money while doing it. Again, more power fucking to you.
Dude, if you think about it too. Oh, don't overflow. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's right on the edge. Just a couple of dribbles over there. Got it. Okay. If you really think about it, like the amount of like money they're going to pay somebody hourly over time has to be more than what you'd pay for one digital sign.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how that career still exists, but more power to you.
Professional sleepers.
That's a thing, but it's mostly for studies, I feel like.
It's
Like
well
medical
also
studies.
this says people that are hired by bed making companies to test the strength of their beds and for other reasons. Wink.
I can understand that. But in that vein, like any test, that's the same as any other tester. So like you'd have to be saying like testers as a whole aren't useful, and I disagree with that. So
oh, I got one. This is going to be contentious. This one's going to be a little raunchy too.
go ahead.
I think porn stars, for the most part, you don't really need porn to get off. I'm just saying.
I think that is probably contentious. I think most people are going to argue a different direction.
Don't get me wrong. You got to consume when you got to consume. But if you're going to just diddle yourself off, you don't really need anything besides your imagination.
I think now you've taken us down a road of like, what do you really need though? And like, just because I don't need something doesn't make it useless.
Yeah, I'm not saying, like, obviously
I'm talking about useless jobs, right? Like, There is a purpose behind the existence of people that work in the porn industry.
And don't get me wrong,
Shut the fuck up, Uncle Kyle.
It's kind of true though. Don't get me wrong. I support sex workers and I support everything that you do, but I'm just saying if somebody's goal is to get off, they can do that without the need of porn.
ChatGPT is not going to make everything obsolete. There's already technology that exists to like weed out ChatGPT. That being said, I do think that is the step in the right direction of technology taking more jobs for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I have seen on the internet who have like a second job that gets fueled basically entirely by ChatGPT.
I don't know if I have any other good ones. I think I'm out of it. Plus, I'm out of my time anyway. So,
nice.
Those are some useless jobs. Jake, what's our last topic?
Last topic. Kyle.
Jake.
My wife flooded our kitchen today.
Hell yeah, she did. How'd she do it?
So we have this big like trough. I'll call it a trough. It's just basically a giant metal bowl that we use to give our dogs water because we have so many dogs.
Okay.
It's a bowl that's traditionally used for feeding horses. She set that on our counter to fill up with water this morning as she got ready. Forgot about it.
Horse feeder because you have so many fucking dogs.
Pretty much. So she set that on our counter to fill with water and forgot about it as she got ready for work this morning. It flooded our kitchen a little bit. I had to deal with the repercussions because she had to get to work.
Oh,
but Kyle,
perfect.
what are some of the worst things as a homeowner? What are some of the things as a homeowner that you fear the most happening to your house?
I talked about this on the things I would hate to do like DIY as much, which is water damage. It terrifies me, dude. Like getting water damage to your house is terrifying because especially if it's insidious where it's like, say like something leaks into your roof, but it like doesn't pour down to the ceiling, but it like saturates your fucking truss. Is it a truss? Is that the right word? What are the things in your attic called?
Yeah,
the
you're
shit
right.
that holds up it's a truss, right?
Yeah.
Like if those just get soaked and like start growing black mold in your attic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. Infestations, specifically cockroaches.
Yeah.
Nope.
I would just burn my house down.
Yeah, it's a huge terror. Like Carly is absolutely terrified of that. She can chime in the chat if she's still listening.
Is it bad that I am not afraid in the slightest of my house burning down?
I'm not either.
Like
I don't think I've never really feared that, I guess.
I know like 8 people that I know their houses. I know who they are. They have been part of my life, and their house is burned down, and I just have no fear of it happening.
I don't even know if I know anybody that's happened to.
It was apparently a very common thing here in Illinois.
Dave, who's your Kyle? How am I scaring him? And
That's
sewer
a
line
dad
replacement is a really good one, Uncle Kyle. Sewer line replacement is terrifying because the biggest problem is that people don't even understand that it's their responsibility.
Yep.
So like if there is something that exists on the land that you own, you're responsible for it. If it's not on city property, they're not going to cover it. So when like you have your massive sewer pipe that runs up to your house, if you didn't know this, you are responsible if it ruptures.
Yep.
So
And
don't
you will
flush unflushable wipes.
And
don't
you will
even
pay
flush
the water
flushable wipes.
Yeah.
Put them in the trash.
You will pay the water bill too. You'll be like, why do I have $1,000 water bill? And then you found out the pipe burst under your house.
Yeah. I think honestly, anything water related or like liquid related is what terrifies me most.
So do storms worry you?
No, because I like am confident in that my house is like stable.
Built well enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I actually found out,
Kind of not.
not as best as it could have been.
What are some of the things that you particularly do to prevent some of the things that you are most worried about?
Honestly, not much. Because there's not much you can do really to prevent water damage because it's hard for you to have the expertise to know like whether your like roof is secure, right? Like I can't go inspect my roof and know exactly what I'm looking for problems. Because it turns out we had a small problem when I bought my house, and like the problem was related to like the way some specific steel flange on my roof wasn't angled perfectly properly, or it was like something fucking ridiculous like that would randomly happen or like shouldn't ever happen, and it happened. And the guy that came out to fix it was like, "Ah, shit, man, like no big deal, fix." And like it was so simple, but I never would have noticed it myself. So I think that's like one of the scariest things is like you just don't know what to look for.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I am looking to do with this house before we inevitably sell it and move to California,
Bingo.
I'm obsessed with looking at houses in California, by the way. But I think one of the things that I'm really looking to do is modernizing my house as much as possible, taking out any basically obsolete pieces of technology slash infrastructure of my house that I can afford to, and replacing it with a more modern substitution. Not only because will replacing it allow a professional to look and identify any potential problems that are there, but it also simplifies my experience while I still own this house. If I keep this house when I decide to move and I rent this house out, or if I go to sell it, I can confidently advertise it as having new X, Y, and Z, fully
Sure.
inspected. The inspection's going to go smoother because I'm going to have a guy inspect it after it's done being replaced. I just think the general modernization of things can really stave off some of those concerns.
That's true. I think the craziest thing is how many people are like so gung ho about DIY. And I'm like, your house, no matter how expensive it was, is one of, if not the most expensive thing you're ever going to buy.
Yeah.
And some people are just like, let me experiment with this and like hack away at it. And I'm like, I'm like
Yeah.
terrified of doing certain things to my house. But the sad thing is I have hired professionals to do things at my house a couple different times now, and I've been pretty disappointed in the work that they did. And I talked about this on the DIY episode, so it's like, watch that if you really want the full thing. But I just there's not a confident way that you can go either way, whether it be like doing your own and just doing a lot of research and or maybe having a mentor or paying somebody that is a professional. It's like sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Very, very true. And I say this knowing full well that the bathroom at this house was professionally done by somebody prior to us purchasing the house. And that fucking thing, let me tell you, they picked the shittiest fan that they could, so it barely works. It drips.
Dude.
It's the drippings out of it are not a good color, so that's concerning. The grout between where our tile ends and our bathtub / shower begins it's just gone. I don't know where it went, but it's not there. And then there's a couple pieces where the grout, we have basically big subway tiles is essentially the best way I can describe it in our shower. And those have even started to separate. So things are going great over at the Perry household right now.
To be honest, I kind of want to like get our bathroom remodeled for multiple reasons, but like it's one of the shadier places I think in terms of like. To be honest, it might be like the least updated part of this house though too. Like I think they like didn't really do anything to it, so it's probably been that way since the house was built. So it's probably just due for it.
That's part of it with our house too. Our house was built in the 60s. It's a mass-produced home that Caterpillar built. Basically, our entire neighborhood got built because Caterpillar had a plant near us. Mm-hmm. Caterpillar, for those who aren't familiar, is a like farming equipment company. Essentially, it's probably the best way to describe it.
Industrial equipment,
yeah, industrial equipment. They had a factory near here, and they had to build housing for their factory. So that's basically why my entire neighborhood exists. So it's basically 6,000 copies of the exact same house, just in a couple different shapes.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. We have one of the more modern ones, but also it still has plenty of old shit in it that we just haven't bothered to replace until we go to sell the place. So
to be fair,
fair.
if you're going to sell a house, unless it's going to add significant value to your house, you shouldn't fix it before you sell the house.
Well, and that's why I'm going to fix things that are like easy enough for me to fix. Like they're going to improve my quality of life while I'm here.
That's the plug you want in your life. I'm going to put this one up on the screen. Uncle Kyle's a great tile guy. That is something you want in your life because tiling is the fucking worst.
I might give your tile guy a call just to fix this bathroom and make our laundry room look halfway presentable because our laundry room is the worst looking room in our entire house. It's old. When they like put pipes for the washer and dryer, because this clearly was just previously a pantry. I don't know where the washer and dryer was previously, but they just literally like took a hammer, hit a hole in the drywall, and they were like, "That's where the pipe's going." So, but yeah, so like I want to redo our countertops, but I'm just gonna do butcher's block countertops. It's gonna cost me. I've already done the math. It's gonna be like $600 to get it all cut. I can lay it myself. It's not hard. Like stuff like that I can do easily, and then like. I want to replace the electric in this house just kind of entirely, but that's expensive. So I don't think I'm going to do that.
My God, that would be expensive.
Really have to. But but that's why I'm trying to move to California, so I don't
You're
have
like
to deal with
basically
half this shit.
rebuilding a house if you do that.
Yeah, that's
Because you
why
have to
I'm
tear
not,
all the drywall down.
that's why I'm not going to do it. I'm going to replace some of the fuses and just reroute a couple things, maybe add an additional fuse, just and not have some splitting going on that doesn't technically pass code in Illinois anymore.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
So, just got some basic stuff to do. But back to the original topic of things that like scare me on this house. For whatever reason, I just trust my homeowner's insurance. Like, if this shit gets, I don't really have anything sentimental. Like, I think that like I don't value things like that, so I don't like.
I don't have a lot that's like purely sentimental to me. Not
If
a
my
lot.
house, like if my house was gonna burn down and I knew it was on fire, I would run in here. I would grab my computer. That's probably it. Like,
How about your dogs?
they're already safe. I'm assuming that in this scenario. But yeah,
'Cause
like I don't.
that's it for me, man. Like I'm gonna come into my house and I'm gonna grab the living things in my house, whether it be my wife or my cats, and then I'm probably gonna dip. Like there's nothing in my house that I need to die for.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna grab my computer, maybe a couple bottles of my nice whiskey, but those will probably survive the fire anyway. So
No,
I'm assuming
not buying-
it's
no.
I'm assuming it's not getting hot enough to melt glass. And then
There's like
yeah,
there's only like maybe a few things that I like can't replace.
yeah,
And well, that's not true. There's a handful of things that I couldn't replace, but only a few of them that I actually give a shit enough about,
right.
or like that are like I need to have these, like my fucking birth certificate and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like
I've got a safe that's not gonna melt.
yeah, we have a fireproof safe, so like it's gonna be fine probably.
Yeah. I'll let that burn. And even if it does burn, oh well, I'll figure it out then. But I know how much money I get if this house burns down, or if it gets destroyed by a tornado, or if an earthquake happens and my house splits in half. I know how much money I get for all of that. And I'm pretty okay with how much more that is than what my house is worth. So
You're in a unique circumstance then, because I think a lot of people are probably underinsured for their homes and don't realize it.
I am that's one thing. I'm overinsured on everything that I can insure. Like
My
I
house
paid,
is probably like debatably underinsured right now.
I am overinsured on my house. I'm overinsured on my car. I mean, that's really all I have insurance on besides like my body. But
I have more in life insurance than I do home insurance. I can tell you that much.
mine are almost identical. And
I have a lot of life insurance.
I have more life insurance than my company normally covers, and I had to write a letter as to why I was worth more to get approval for it. So
That's strange to me. Like, is your company paying for it?
they're paying for a portion of it. I do pay
And
for
that's
a part
why
of
you
it.
needed to justify it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because for
Yeah.
me, like, I can get insured for whatever dollar amount I want. It's just going to cost me more.
They cover up to X amount. I'm still over the X amount, and they're covering a little bit more. And then I spend like a small portion of my paycheck to have the additional insurance on top of that. But if I die, Jess is fine. Jess can cover everything she needs to cover.
All
And
I
then some.
want is enough life insurance to cover the house if I die. That way, like, place to live, don't have to worry about the cost.
If I were to die right now, Jess would have enough insurance to pay off all of my debt, including this house, and cover my salary for 5 years.
My only real debt's the house. Real debt. I mean, I have some other, like, minor shit, but, like,
Yeah.
only real debt.
Yeah. Anyways, that's really all I got on this topic. I just
it,
wanted
man.
to know.
All right.
After Jess flooded my kitchen, I was like, damn, what else am I afraid of? And I realized it's really not that much, but water damage
Flooding
is
the
probably number
kitchen is a
one.
terrifying thing for me.
Yeah, it was great until it really wasn't that bad until I realized that because it flooded on our countertops that it seeped into all of the drawers and cabinets underneath. So I
Dude.
had to I 4 inches of standing water in 2 different drawers.
Oh my god, that is terrifying.
So, and the best part was I don't have a shop vac or anything like that. So I just had to open the drawer and slowly
Dump
let
it.
it not even dump it because my drawers don't come out easily.
Oh.
My cabinets are so old that I have to unscrew my cabinets from the tracks or my drawers from the tracks to get them
Oh
to pop
my
out.
God,
They're
that's
that old.
terrible.
So I literally just had to open it, and because they slant down a little bit just from the weight that was in them, it just dripped out basically. And so I just had to wait for it to drip out, and I just stood there with we have a little carpet cleaner that is also acts as like a floor cleaner. So I just had to sit there for a puddle to form, and then soak up the water, and then wait for it to happen again, and then do it again.
Oh my god.
That was a great way to wake up at 7:30 this morning.
That sounds horrific to me. That is
Yeah.
the nightmare.
I'm making Jess buy me crumble cookies tomorrow for my payback.
There's supposedly some good flavors out right now.
They've got a maple.
There's a maple bacon.
Yep.
Yep.
My boss
Carly
was
told me
talking to
about
me
it.
about it, and that's how I got the idea.
I asked her if she wanted to go to Crumble yesterday. She said no. But
Damn.
could have been there. Could have done it.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
This has been another episode of the Two Average Husbands. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again this week. If you don't already, follow us, number 2 AVG Husbands, on Instagram and on Twitter. And then hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube to watch us live every week. This is the best place to do it. But if you don't want to do it here, you can watch us live on Twitter or on Twitch. You can comment on Twitch and YouTube live in the chat and hang out with us. You can also hop in our Discord. All of that is available in the link tree that we have. And that'll also give you the links that are appropriate for you in any platform that you'd like to listen to this podcast, whether it be with video or without. Jake is at Perry_FF on Twitter if you want to follow him on his personal. He does a lot of the tweeting now, as I don't have social media anymore. Other than that, I think that's all I got. That was a quick and dirty download of the Two Average Husbands podcast. Jake, you can close us out.
Kyle covered most of it as always. If you guys want to see us talk about anything, Uncle Kyle gave me my topic number 1 of next week already.
No.
Thank you, Uncle Kyle.
No.
Just I'm gonna steal it. Perks are going first next week, I guess. If you want to hear us talk about anything, let us know what you want us to talk about. Shoot us a DM on Twitter. Leave a comment on the videos. Leave a comment in the chat. Just let us know. We are always happy to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If you guys want to see us drink anything in particular, feel free to send it to us. Either actually send it to us or tell us what you want us to drink, and we'll see if we can find it in our areas and drink it. If you want to see any themed episodes where we just spend an entire episode talking about anything, any one topic, if you want to see more random bullshit episodes where we just talk about whatever for an hour, if you want to see us play video games, let us know. We are here to please the people. That has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. We will see you all next week, assuming Kyle doesn't get stuck at work.
I shouldn't.
And as
be here.
always, don't forget to tell somebody that you love them.
Peace.